Hi guys, it's Lucy, and today I'm going to be doing my May wrap-up. This past May, I read 5 things, one of which was a graphic novel. All of the rest were actual novels, and I actually read basically all of them in the second half of the month because the beginning of May I had finals, which was awful. But now it's over. Here I am making videos about books for you. So yeah, school is over. I'm so happy about that, but let's talk about the books that I read. The first book that I read this month was Killing and Dying by Adrienne Tomine. This was the last book that I had to read for my comics class, so that's over. I mean, the semester is completely over, so everything's over, but that's over. This specific graphic novel is a book of short stories. There are 6 short stories, all written and illustrated by Adrienne Tomine, and they're all just about various aspects of life and people. The aesthetics of this book is great because like the dust jacket is actually just like a plastic slip with the title, and it has like the words on the dust jacket, if that makes sense. And then like the actual book has like the art and design and like some blurbs from the LA Times and things like that. But yeah, the aesthetic of the book is great. Also, I really enjoyed the artwork inside. It's very simple and it's reminiscent of like a regular comic strip that you find in a newspaper. I think some of them are colored, some of them are kind of black and white, or this is kind of blue and white, but yeah, that's what the artwork looks like and I enjoyed it. It's nice and simplistic and it's not super fancy or anything, but it really fit all the stories well. My favorite story in this was A Brief History of the Art Form Known as Hortisculpture. This is like the first panel thing. Like there are no full page panels in this. It's just like the cover, I guess. It's about a middle-aged man who's like a gardener slash landscaper, and he decides he's going to make this new kind of art called hortisculpture, which is him taking like various bushes and stuff and stuffing them into a thing to make a sculpture. And yeah, it's about his exploration in that, how it affects his family, everything. I'm sorry about the bird noises, but I have to leave the window open because it's really hot outside. I enjoyed this. All the stories were really nice, and I gave the overall book 4 stars. The next book that I read in May was Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. As you know, I have been kind of struggling to read Wuthering Heights for the past like couple months, and I finally finished it over like one weekend in May, like right in the middle of my finals week because I was listening to it on audiobook. What helped me finish it was probably the fact that I figured out how to listen to it at actually 3 times speed. Before that, I was listening to it at 1 time speed, so obviously listening to it 3 times faster made it go faster. But that also did make me enjoy it more because I think a little bit of the problem I had with it was that the voice actor was like reading too slow and I just didn't mesh with her very well. I can't tell you who read it because I forgot. So yeah, that was a little bit of my issue with it. But my main issues were obviously with the story. I ended up giving this 3.5 stars, so I definitely did not hate it. And once I started listening to it faster, I actually started to really enjoy it, but I just couldn't get past the fact that I hated everybody in this book. It's hard for me when I don't like anybody. I can't find any redeeming qualities of anyone. The only character was kind of Nellie, and even her I wasn't a big fan of, and so I just hated everybody. It was kind of fun once you get past the fact that you hate everybody and everybody's personality is garbage, just listening to the antics that go on, but it still like made me a little heated because it all could have been avoided. But I gave it 3.5 stars. It was worth a read, I feel like. The next book that I read during May was The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. I looked up how she pronounced it and I can't like mimic her accent, so that's what I'm going with. I gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. If you don't already know, The Wrath and the Dawn is kind of an Arabian Nights retelling, and in this, there is a boy king who takes a wife every day, and every night he kills her. And one day, his new wife is actually our main character Shazi's best friend, and he kills her. So Shazi decides that she's going to become his next wife, and she is going to kill the boy king. And then once she gets to the palace, Shazi finds that everything may not be as it seems, and it goes on from there. Again, I really enjoyed this. I had a lot of feelings. My biggest issue with it is kind of a big issue, even though I only took off 1 star because I really enjoyed the writing. The writing was really great. It really puts you in the story. It puts you in the mood of the story. but my biggest issue was that I didn't believe the romance for the most part. But other than that, I did really enjoy it. I'm planning to read The Rose and the Dagger eventually, soon, hopefully. I don't know, whenever I can get it cheap on Amazon is probably when I'll read it. The next book that I read during May was Nora and Kettle by Lauren Nicole Taylor. I received this book for free on NetGalley in exchange for an honest review. I will be doing a complete spoiler-free review, so I will have that link down below whenever it's up. But for now, I'm just going to tell you that I did enjoy the story. I gave it 4 stars. I know that it took me a while to actually read the story, and I'm pretty sure that was like a me issue rather than the book issue. I never felt like the book was too slow in pacing or anything like that. It was just, for whatever reason, it was taking me a while to finish it, but I'm glad I did. There are a lot of topics in here that really make you think and make you feel, and again, I'll have a complete review down below, hopefully very soon. The last book that I read during May was Landline by Rainbow Rowell. This was not my favorite of what I read by Rainbow Rowell, so there's that. Landline is about a woman who's having some kind of marital trouble, and then she finds a phone in her house, and she uses it to call her husband, and it ends up being her husband from the past picking up instead of her husband from present day, and it just follows from that. I really like this. I thought it followed Rainbow Rowell's trademarks well. I really liked the main character. I felt for her, and I thought she was very funny and good to read from. My biggest issue was the ending. It was pretty open-ended, as Rainbow Rowell tends to do, but this I thought was too much for me, and so I wasn't happy with it. But other than that, I really liked it, and I do recommend it. So those are all the books that I read in May. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any opinions about any of the books that I talked about in this video, please be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what was your favorite book that you read in May. And if you like seeing me talk about books, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make more videos where I talk about books. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!